Hello, 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 and welcome back for week 2. So just like last week, we're gonna get started in child's pose. If this is a new position for you, start out on hands and knees. Bring your feet together and take your knees wide, almost as wide as your yoga mat. And then gently and slowly begin to walk your hands forward as far as you can. You just want to feel a nice stretch in your back body. Do not go any lower than you can. I do not want you to feel any discomfort or pain in this position. This should feel good. If you can touch your forehead to the ground, okay. If you can't, that's okay too. After you've been there for a couple minutes, why don't you walk your hands to the left for a nice side body stretch on the right side. Stay there for a couple breaths and do the same on the right side. Okay guys, so for our warm-up today, we are going to start off doing cat-cow. So normally you would start off in a cow position, and that is when you're softening your belly towards the floor, lifting your gaze up to kind of mimic the shape of your spine. When you are in cow, that is when you inhale, and then when you move to cat, where you are rounding, pressing through the floor, rounding your upper back towards the sky, with your gaze shifting down, that's when you exhale. So I suggest that you rotate through these two positions 6 to 8 times. Then we're gonna come up on our knees for a nice overhead stretch, inhaling, and then as you shift and stretch to the left, and then again to the right, you're going to exhale on those side body stretches. Inhale when you're straight up, exhale as you are stretching to the sides. I'm showing you a variation here with your one leg out. If you want to have strong legs here, this is a nice way to just begin to open up your hips. Whoopsie, almost fell down. Don't forget to switch legs halfway through if you're doing this position. After getting some nice stretches, we're going to return and do a few more cat-cows. Then you are inhaling on the cow and exhaling on the cat. It's a nice way to warm up your spine. After 6 to 8 more cat-cows, then I'm going to have you push back into downward dog. Take some time to move around, adjust your hands, adjust your feet. As you see here, I kind of like to pedal it out. Just a nice way to warm up the entire body. Take a break as you need. If you are not used to being on your hands, your wrist can get sore. Come out of it if you need to. Rotate your wrist and then go right back into it. Then I'd like you to press up on your toes, both feet at the same time, for a nice lift, nice stretch. Do that 2 or 3 times. Then we're going to walk our hands back to our feet for a forward fold. And we're just gonna hang out there. Again, sway your body. I like to grab my elbows, kind of sway side to side. Some people like to sway forwards and backwards. Just find something that feels good for you today. And then gently and slowly roll all the way up. And then we're going to do a few more overhead stretches. Inhale as you raise your arms to the sky. Exhale as you have have your slight bend for the side body stretches. Okay, so now we're moving into our extended warm-up. We're going to do 3 exercises for 2 rounds each, starting with our leg swings. Let's swing our legs forwards and backwards about 10 times each. Feel free to hold on to something if your balance is not great like mine. My balance is terrible. And then we're gonna do some sideways leg swings. Again, 8 to 10 times on each leg. I'm working really hard here to not fall in the pool. After that, we're going to go down to our mat for some glute bridges. So your feet are about hip width apart. Palms can be pressing into the mat. This is not a big movement, but this is a great way to warm up our hips and our legs. I would suggest doing 10 to 12 of these. Then we're going to go right into dead bugs. I'm going to show you a couple variations. So the first variation is when the leg that is lowering, you tap the heel to the ground and then bringing it back. Step level 2, I guess, would be when you lower your leg, you do not tap it on the ground. And then level 3 would be adding the arms. This is a slow and controlled motion. Make sure you keep your low back on the ground the entire time. With a circuit with 2 movements. The first one is called a walkout. So you start just standing upright and you're going to go down into a forward fold and then walk your hands out to a plank. Find a good, solid, strong plank position. Take a breath and then walk yourself back. Come all the way up to standing. And repeat that 8 to 10 times. I am pairing this today with 10 jumping jacks, followed by 10 seal jacks. I personally really like seal jacks because it's a really nice chest opener and it just feels good to me. Okay, for this second circuit, I want you to set a timer for 15 minutes and you are going to work through 4 different movements, going at your own pace, resting as you need, but just going through as many sets as you can in 15 minutes. Okay guys, I'm demoing the first exercise in this circuit, which is a body weight squat. If you need to use a chair, as I demoed last week, feel free to do that. Or you can also load this if you'd like by holding a dumbbell or kettlebell. Your second movement is a lunge with an elbow to knee cross connect. I suggest doing 8 to 10 on each leg. Our third movement is going to be a push-up. You can do this on your knees. You can do them in a full plank, full push-up position, or I'm going to show you an alternate option if you are not feeling the push-up today, that is perfectly fine and good. If you're doing a full push-up, make sure that you have good form. If you're not ready for that, then stick with your knees, or try the slow mountain climber. You're in a plank position and you are slowly moving one knee at a time toward your elbows. The fourth movement in this circuit is a crab toe touch, just to get a little core heat going, and I think they're fun, so let's have a little bit of fun. All right, 4 exercises, rotate through them for 15 minutes.